I'm super excited to take you on a tour of this 2022 Transit Connect that has been converted into a micro camper that is the nomad bachelor pad of every man and woman's dreams. So let's get started. Okay guys, our first stop is up here on the roof where you can see we have outfitted the van with 200-watt solar panels for all your battery life needs and a roof vent for some nice airflow when the weather is a little warmer than it is today. So back here we've added 2 pop-out windows that can be opened for more light, better airflow, really making the space feel more homey than the natural use as a cargo van would. But as awesome and necessary as those features are, that's not what we're really here for. We have packed this tiny van full of features, so let's get inside and take a look at some of what we've done. So as you can see from the outside it might look small, but inside we've made use of every available inch of space and packed it full of every comfort from home that you could want to take on the road with you. Let's start with this amazing countertop. This is maple hardwood that's been sealed for water resistance and durability, and the faucet moves down so it can be out of the way for when you are playing your video games, watching Netflix, whatever you want, right? So lots of thought has been put into dual purposing every inch of space in this van. So speaking of video games and Netflix, you have a flat screen TV that pivots out and locks in place so you can get comfortable wherever you want to be and still see your screen. Very important. Underneath this counter we have even more fun. Let's take a look. So in here we have the secrets of the plumbing in this van. We have a 5-gallon freshwater tank, a 2.5-gallon gray water tank, and a carbon filter to keep your water minty fresh. Also in the back, no space left behind, we have a small catch-all area for storage with some nets, just an all-purpose area for anything you want to take with you on your adventures. So here we are in the front door entrance to your micro camper bachelor pad, and the first thing you're going to notice is we have a refrigerator for all of your food needs, whether you are an avocado toast and coconut water person or a beer and barbecue chips person. Perfect for both of those things. And on the front of the counter here, what are you going to eat your beer and barbecue chips on but a fold-away table with custom locking hinges that is a perfect space to have a meal or use your laptop. Really kind of a catch-all space that gets out of your way so that you don't feel constantly crowded. Down here below the table we have really what's one of the most important features in any home, the air conditioner. This is a zero breeze air conditioner that doesn't put a lot of demand on your battery but has just enough cooling power for the space you're living in. And one of the coolest features of this air conditioner, if you let me nerd out for a moment, is that the intake and exhaust are vented through the floor through custom 3D printed fittings. Now let's move a little further into the van and talk about another really critical piece of van life, which is storage. Where are you going to put all your stuff? And up here we have a custom built shelf that is above the driver and passenger seat, and it's a really great catch-all space for small storage, toiletries, anything you really want to have on hand regularly. And then down here in the bench we have a top-loading cabinet that is a great space that has cargo nets and again is really versatile for anything you want to bring with you on your adventures. And there is another one of these in the back of the van under the back bench portion. So despite the size of the van, there is a ton of space to hold all of the stuff you want to have with you. Also built into the counter is, of course, a necessity, the microwave. Alright, next let's talk about the electrical. This van is powered with 3 100 amp hour lithium batteries, so you got plenty of juice for your iPad, laptop, cell phone, any other technology or electronics that you want to bring with you when you take this van out on the road. The 3 batteries that run the van are stored under the bench seat, as well as the 2,000 watt inverter and the other fuses and switches and electronic components that you need to make this van go. And back here we have the brains of the van. This is the control panel. In it we've got the battery monitor, the inverter switch, a couple of switches for the battery heater and water pump, a USB port, and the piece de resistance, a Verizon Jetpack Wi-Fi hotspot. Now our customer really wanted a place to put his PS5, so above the control panel we have a PS5 mounting station that can be removed if he wants to take the PS5 out of the van, and a tuck away HDMI port so he can plug it in and play on his flat screen TV. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the design features of this amazing van. We work really closely with each customer to pull out exactly what they want their space to look like through a multi-step process that allows for really nitty-gritty customization so that each person is getting a van that reflects their desires. So our customer really emphasized his desire for a black and white space, monochromatic. And so up top we have a black ceiling that has been warmed up with raw wood slats that really add a sense of color and warmth to a space so that it doesn't feel too cold. That same wood tone is reflected in the countertop and again in the flooring, so that it has a top to bottom streamlined feel and everything feels very cohesive throughout. Because our customer really emphasized his desire for a monochromatic space, we decided to use shape and texture to really add dimension to the space and make it feel like home. So there's a hexagonal tile pattern in the kitchen space, and these are hand-sewn chenille cushions that are black on black but still feel very multi-dimensional because of the use of texture. We've also warmed up the walls with the use of a soft gray tweed on many of the metal surfaces that break up the black and white and add a softness that warms up the space and makes it feel cozy, even though we do not have a lot of actual color in the space. So in every van conversion, a huge aspect of the conversion is windows, because you want visibility and light, but you also want privacy. In this van conversion, our customer did not want curtains, but did want the ability to cover up the windows. So we have this window covering that we made using the same fabric as the cushions to have that continuity, and it's very easy to put up. It uses magnets, and you have privacy without sacrificing any aesthetic. The rear windows also come with two covers that are held on with snaps. In the same vein of privacy, you want the ability to close off the front windows when you're back here living and enjoying your space in the evenings. So we installed a blackout roller shade that's stored in a discrete location but can be rolled up and latched at night so that you can have privacy. You put up your privacy screen, you've had your dinner, you've played your video games, it's time for bed. Where do you sleep? Well, the custom-built bench seat also pulls out into a bed that is the full length of the back of this van. Alright guys, that's it for the van tour. Thank you so much for joining me. Can't wait to show you the next one. Bye!